Coming up in OC News, trial begins this in former President Trump's second impeachment trial. We'll have details when and what to expect. He's done what no other quarterback has done. Will Tom Brady try for another season and another Super Bowl win? And Lucky doesn't even begin to describe a woman who bought a lottery ticket. Won a bundle, bought another ticket the next day, and yep, won again. These stories plus a look at our local weather and a look at the story behind the Super Bowl halftime show. OC News starts right now. Welcome and thank you for joining us at OC News. I'm Jensen Williams. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. A deadly riot on Capitol Hill has former President Trump in hot water. Sandy Ramirez has the story.
Former President Donald Trump's second impeachment will begin tomorrow in the Senate after he was charged by the House with, quote, incitement of insurrection, end quote. In his role, he led the deadly riot at Capitol Hill on January 6th.
It was nearly exactly 1 year ago that the Senate acquitted President Trump in his first impeachment trial. Now, the Senate is set to go through those proceedings once again, but this time it's the Democrats in the majority, and they've got a balancing act on their hands.
With the country facing multiple crises, the U.S. Senate is eager to get down to business on the new Biden administration's agenda.
We have no time to sit back and wait.
Complicating things, unfinished business from the prior administration. The second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump is set to begin on Tuesday over a charge of incitement of insurrection stemming from the January 6th storming of the Capitol. Democrats say Trump must be held responsible.
No one's above the law, including the President of the United States.
But most Republicans are unlikely to join in a conviction.
We've never impeached a president once they're out of office. I think this is a very bad idea.
There are still questions over the inclusion of witnesses and length of the trial, but both parties agree they want it over quickly.
We're going to do our constitutional responsibility and hold a trial. It won't last very long.
The to-do list set by the Biden administration is extensive, including rapid passage of a $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package.
We need a big package, and we need to get this done quickly.
And swift cabinet confirmations with several key roles still waiting to be approved.
We will likely hold hearings in committees next week to move other nominees forward.
It's now up to the Senate to deliver.
We'll do all of that work next week while we are also moving forward with impeachment.
And we will get more of an idea about witnesses and the length of the trial once the two-party leaders, Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell, agree to an organizing resolution, which will provide the roadmap for the trial proceedings. As for today, both sides have more pre-trial briefings due today. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Many are looking towards the leaders in Washington today as preparations push forward a relief bill is underway.
They need the money, and they're going to get it. And here's what I won't do. I'm not cutting the size of the checks. They're going to be $1,400, period. That's what the American people were promised.
Congressional Democrats are proposing additional President Biden's coronavirus relief package today that would allow families to receive extra money per child. Families with children 6 years and younger would be receiving $3,600, while families with 6 through 17 years old will receive $3,000 based on tax filers' income. Biden's total relief plan is estimated to be $120 billion per year, and this would make a heavy dent in it. Moving on, a tragic loss happened on Capitol Hill after a sitting member of Congress passed away yesterday. GOP Representative Juan Wright died after testing positive for COVID-19 last month. Wright represented Texas' 6th congressional district since January 2019. He is the first sitting member of Congress to die after being diagnosed with the disease. Wright announced that he was experiencing symptoms, but said, Quote, I feel okay and I will continue working for the people of the 6th District from home this week. Wright had been continuing to work from home while battling cancer. He will be deeply missed.
For the COVID-19 has been difficult for many people. We go to OC News reporter Angelina Booth, who has the latest on folks who are taking the initiative into their own hands.
With California's vaccine plan in order, there are millions of people left waiting for their shot. And although there is a plan to vaccinate people in order, those eager for the vaccine can find a way around the wait. Known as vaccine chasers, these people essentially hunt down an extra dose of the vaccine that is left over at any vaccination site. Sometimes persistence pays off, and they are lucky enough to get them. Falck Care Ambulance in Orange, California is one of many sites that draw in unvaccinated citizens hoping to get a dose.
Of vaccine, and that's all I have.
Vaccine chasers are taking a chance trying to snag any extra doses at the end of the day. And with a certain amount of doses per vial, each dose must be used or will have to be thrown out.
We wouldn't waste any vaccine, so we will make sure that all the vaccine that we have goes to good use.
With no promise of getting the vaccine, however, people still come in high hopes and spirits.
The attitude, I think, is just we did not think that we were going to get it, but I think it's worth a shot, rather than having to wait.
The wait is for those who are not 65 and older and frontline workers. Due to the walk-in status of vaccine chasers, we can expect to see these guys back at Falck in order to get their second shot.
We will do everything in our power to make sure that they get their second dose.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, and for those vaccine chasers, they are finally seeing it.
I'm so excited I got the vaccine. I'm relieved.
I think we're all in hopes that something will happen so that we can go back to somewhat normalcy, at the very least the beginning of it. It's going to take some time, but if we all come together, I think we can make it happen.
I'm Angelina Booth reporting for OC News.
Good news for Disney fans and some of their employees. Disneyland will be bringing back some of the magic we've been missing. Starting next month, Disney will host a new limited-time event in the California Adventure Park. They'll be debuting a new dining experience with a focus on food, beverages, and carefully crafted entertainment. Ken Protrock, president of Disneyland Resort, announced at the event in honor of California Adventure's 20th birthday today, guests can expect to see a different kind of visit than what they're used to. This new event will be offered multiple days in the week with limited capacity. The good news keeps coming for those laid off due to COVID-19 disease. 1,000 Disneyland Resort cast members will be returning to work in light of the announcement of this special event. Around 350 have already returned to work following the lift of the stay-at-home order. Coming up next, a look at this week's forecast and this week's unique Super Bowl performance.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to OC News. We have Mark Ward in the studio for a look at this week's forecast.
Thank you, Jensen. Starting with the rest of the evening, temperatures are heading down from 67 degrees this afternoon to a low of 50. Winds this afternoon to a low of 50. Wind speeds are also heading down from about 10 miles per hour to about 3 tonight, giving us another cool evening as we head into the rest of the week. Speaking of the rest of the week, here's your 7-day forecast. Tuesday, we are at a high of 62 degrees, and then we go back down to 49 during the night. It'll also be a bit cloudy in the morning before it clears up in the afternoon. Then for the rest of the week, we will be in the mid to upper 60s with mostly clear skies, starting with Wednesday with a high of 65 and a low of 47. Moving on to Thursday, we have a high of 69 degrees, and the sun will be out all day before the evening brings a low of 51. And the wind is going to start picking up just slightly as we head into the weekend, coming to around 10 to 15 miles per hour on Thursday. Friday, we are at a 67-degree high and a 50-degree low. Then Saturday, a high of 68 during the day, followed by a low of 51, and a night of occasional showers and a slight breeze with winds at about 5 miles an hour. Sunday, another high of 68. The skies are going to be clearing up, but winds may reach up to 20 miles an hour. So not terribly fast, but something to look out for. The low for Sunday will be 48. Then finally, Monday will have a high of 68 with a low of 48. The winds will have also died down. That's it for the weather forecast. Back to you, Jensen.
Thank you, Mark. Now let's take a look at this past weekend's halftime show with Alina Marcias.
Last night, The Weeknd performed for the 55th Super Bowl halftime show. Fans could not wait to see him since he had to postpone his after-hours tour due to COVID. The Weeknd spent about $7 million of his own money towards the performance. And unlike the other performances, The Weeknd performed solo. He did not have any special guests. The Weeknd made sure to make his performance kid-friendly due to some concerns from the artist's gruesome and violent music videos from his album After Hours. Some viewers, however, were confused and were not satisfied with The Weeknd's performance. For those who have not been watching his music videos, they were confused about the bandaged dancers. These bandaged performers were part of the artist's character, which originated from his Blinding Lights music video. Besides the audio issue, viewers from home felt a little motion sickness as The Weeknd sang Can't Feel My Face. During the part of the performance, The Weeknd carried the camera close to his face as he danced and ran in the bright room, which made it hard for some viewers. Wrapping up the show, The Weeknd moved the performance down to the field. He ended his performance with his hit song Blinding Lights. The Weeknd filled the whole field with bandaged dancers, which was visually pleasing to watch. When allowing the artist to have the whole field to perform gives them the whole opportunity to deliver more appealing performances.
Next, how 3 women make sports history, and later how an Idaho woman wins the lottery 2 days in a row.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Now it's time to take a look at this week's sports, and for that, I'll go ahead and send it on over to Adam or Rhonda.
Thanks, Jansen. NFL history was made on Sunday night as Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl over the Kansas City Chiefs in Tampa Bay. Brady added to his Hall of Fame resume by capturing his league-leading 7th title with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The future Hall of Fame quarterback has now won more Super Bowls than any franchise in the league and more than 14 teams combined. The Buccaneers also become the only team in history to play at their home stadium and win. The Brady Bucks will also be featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated. After receiving the award for Most Valuable Player in the Super Bowl, Brady announced that he would be returning for another season. Tom Brady wasn't the only one making history on Sunday night. In 2015, Sarah Thomas will become the first full-time referee in league history, and in 2021 become the first to work a Super Bowl.
History has been made today as she becomes the first female to officiate a Super Bowl. She said her goal was always to be number one in her position, and as a result, she got the opportunity today. Sarah said she probably will get a little teary-eyed.
This opens the door for other women looking to enter the league. Last season, Katie Sowers of the San Francisco 49ers became the first woman in history to coach in a Super Bowl. As for the NFL season that's finally ending, the 2021 baseball season begins. Jacob Hobson has some big free agent news from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Thank you, Adam. This week in baseball, the Dodgers announced a huge signing to their pitching staff in an effort to repeat their chances of winning yet another World Series championship for the 2021 season. The reigning 2020 National League Cy Young Award winner, Trevor Bauer, notched a 3-year, $105 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers on Friday, setting the record for the highest paid pitcher annually in Major League Baseball history. Bauer is set to make $40 million in 2021 and $45 million in 2022. This signing for the Dodgers now gives Los Angeles the most elite pitching rotation in baseball, as it has 3 former Cy Young Award winners on the staff, as well as 3 former MVPs on the team, making them the first team in history to have all of the above. This juggernaut of a Dodgers team looks to be unstoppable with the addition of Trevor Bauer, and now Blue Heaven on Earth is looking like a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Dodgers third baseman and Cal State Fullerton alum Justin Turner still decides if he wants to come back to Los Angeles. The heart and soul of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Justin Turner, is still in limbo at the moment as a free agent. The 36-year-old wants the Dodgers to offer him a 4-year deal with the club, but the Dodgers, on the other hand, only want to offer him 2. Turner, being 36 years old and very injury-prone, does not give him much leverage in the bargaining situation, but he continues to stay persistent with his desired contract. The face of Cal State Fullerton baseball alumni looks to return to Los Angeles until he is 40. But time may be running out for this superstar. That's it for sports. Now back to Jensen.
Thanks so much, Jacob. Have you ever tried your luck and played the lottery? Orson of Ohio is one lucky lady. In the span of 2 days, she won 2 6-figure lottery prizes. One ticket was worth $200,000, and the other ticket, which was purchased in a nearby town, was worth $300,000. According to Idaho lottery officials, the chances of that happening are only about 1 in 282.5 million%. Peterson says she was planning on paying off bills and buying herself a new truck. Now that's what we call having some luck. That's going to be our show. The news doesn't stop here, so be sure to follow us on all of our social media channels at OC News CSUF. From all of us here at OC News, I'm Jensen Williams. Stay safe and have a good night.